Welcome to the Hustle Wing podcast. Today we are joined by Josh Rabinowitz, the co-founder and CEO of Articulate Labs. We're going to get to know him a little bit in his company and see, see what a day in his life is. So thank you so much for your time, Josh. How are you feeling today?
Uh, a little sluggish. We're still kind of working off the tryptophan, but good, good. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. So tell me, what is Articulate Labs?
Articulate Labs is a medical device company that builds wearables that augment and restore muscle function throughout everyday activity using movement synchronous electrical muscle stimulation. The intent of the devices is to help accelerate the process of re-strengthening and retraining muscle throughout everyday activity. Turning opportunities like walking your dog or shopping for groceries, walking out and grabbing the mail, turning those into strengthening and retraining repetitions. First application is going to be focused on addressing quadriceps or thigh muscle weakness and inhibition for 15 million in the US who are seeking treatment for chronic knee pain or who are recovering from surgery.
Yeah. That's so cool. So it assists the movement. It doesn't like replace it. It's not like a prosthetic.
Yeah, it's looking to actually augment the movement because you're right. There's we're not going to replace what exists with the human musculoskeletal system.
Okay.
In fact, I think we think a lot of the challenges that exist with many current interventions is the idea that we think we can improve upon or pull out and replace
Yeah.
something that's functioned pretty well for us for safely thousands of years, depending on who you ask. So yeah, we want to return what's already there,
Mm,
and physical therapy generally is effective for that, but few actually get all the physical therapy that they require, whether it's because of lack of time due to work, lack of time due to family, distance to
yeah.
physical therapy, challenges with cost and reimbursement. So this is an opportunity to take elements of physical therapy and integrate them into the user's life. Bring that therapy to the patient when the patient can't come to therapy.
So cool. Okay. I was gonna ask you if it was like, does it work hand in hand with physiotherapy or how does that work? But I guess you just kind of cleared that up. So thank you.
Mhm.
So what is your story? Why did you begin Articulate Labs?
So my co-founder, who you saw walk through in a moment ago, he lost his right leg in a motorcycle accident some time ago and wore out the cartilage in the knee of his fully intact leg as he was relearning to walk. Some of the challenges I mentioned with physical therapy there are we first saw with his own experiences. His physical therapy clinic was a half-hour drive each way from home. The
Mm,
physical therapy that was provided in some cases wasn't sufficient. That the act of strengthening the muscle around the affected joint was effective, but everything, all the systems that were in place had one drawback or another. Uh, his background's in control systems and embedded design. A lot of the same concepts that you would experience in use of your car, use of a powertrain, automatic transmission, things he helped design in the past,
mm,
and it didn't make sense with the technology that already existed in other quarters for for modalities at physical therapy to not learn from and adapt to users.
yeah.
Rather than having someone come to the physical therapy clinic and move their leg in time with stimulation pulses, why don't the stimulation pulses occur in time with user movement? Um,
Mm,
I got interested after looking up knee osteoarthritis, kind of the chronic condition that impacts 15 million in the U.S. currently,
yeah.
and discovered that this is a very common situation. And talking with other people who are rehabilitating their own knees and discovering they had a lot of the same concerns and uh, annoyances as well. So
Yeah.
that's what got us thinking that what we're developing here could have really broad scale application.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for the backstory. Did your co-founder end up using the is it a product or the software
It
that
is a
you guys
product.
created?
It's a wearable device. He was scheduled to have a knee replacement about 9 years ago, and never followed through on it. And it hasn't needed to since. The
Yeah.
X-rays on that knee look about the same as they did when he was initially diagnosed. So that's,
Wow.
we were taking this as, one data point
Yeah.
that, we want to add more, more data upon that. But our kind of our holy grail with the technology is the ability to forestall surgeries, to forestall
Yeah.
knee replacement, and not because there's a problem with knee replacement, but because it
Mhm.
is a tremendously uh, brutal surgery,
Yeah.
and the more you can do to address musculoskeletal conditions without surgery,
Yeah.
generally is for the best of the patient.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. Like you can see that he's walking just fine. So, I mean, I see
Yeah.
you guys clearly your product is, very effective. So that's cool. So what's your vision for for the long term? Is it to sort of, minimize unnecessary invasive procedures by assisting in that like motive part, or yeah, are you guys looking to branch out into more?
We're certainly looking to branch out into more. The We have 4 utility patents granted on the tech, as well as some pending filings and international filings as well. And nothing in those filings, nothing in the technology restricts this to the knee. It's
Yeah.
just that it's kind of the easiest joint to work on. The muscle's really big. It's easy to hit the muscle bellies for contraction purposes.
Yeah.
The knee is relatively easy joint to deal with. It's I think people still think it's like just a hinge and it's only operating in 2 dimensions, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff going on with the knee, so that we have to account for. But uh, all that to say, that there is a lot of desire to take the same base tech and extend it out to addressing hips, shoulders, lower back slash
Yeah.
core, and ultimately to be able to build out a body area network of devices that are communicating with one another to address uh, broader, or more complex musculoskeletal issues like coping with cerebral palsy, coping with multiple sclerosis, recovering from
Mm,
strokes.
yeah. Amazing. Wow, that's really cool that you guys can like do so much. Like you'd be able to help millions. So that's crazy. So then yeah, I mean you guys are relatively new. So what challenges are you guys currently facing at Articulate Labs?
Well, we have 3 people working full time to take a medical device to market. It's a pretty involved process. So there's lots of things kind of outstanding that could use assistance. I'd say the biggest thing right now is pretty much anything that you could count under marketing. AV support, overhauling the website,
Yeah.
assisting with making more professional looking pamphlets, a
Yeah.
manual for our device,
Yeah.
the overhauling our fundraising deck
Yeah.
and other kind of presentation materials.
Yeah.
The Excuse me. That's probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, kind of in a similar vein, uh, kind of modernizing a lot of, and I say modernizing, this is, I don't, I'm not great with a lot of current platform technologies right now. So that's, this
Okay.
is, helping folks that have grown up on uh, business, better document creating platforms, better planning platforms, kind of helping us move from just spare or raw Word documents and Excel files into
Yeah.
kind of newer cloud-based type project management and documentation management systems.
Cool. Okay, great. Well, yeah, we could definitely get you in contact with people that have experience in that. So that wouldn't be an issue. And then I just wanted to know in terms of, I mean, healthcare does have a lot of, legal sides and legal implications. Do you guys have, outsourced like that assistance, or would you be open to listening to some people that would look to assist you in that department as well?
Be certainly amenable to hearing out folks in that department, especially in the space of digital health.
Yeah,
The same hardware that we're using to drive stimulation, timing, and location can also be used to pull patient progress and compliance metrics,
yeah,
and those are so it opens up a wide space in the remote therapeutic monitoring
yeah,
reimbursement area, but we don't know what we don't know there.
yeah,
So helping us make sure that we have the legal operational infrastructure in place to properly manage digital health assets
yeah.
would be appreciated.
Cool. Okay, cool. Well, then, thank you so much for your time, Josh. I just wanted to ask, sorry, I forgot to ask in the beginning, is your product already out or is it still going to be launched?
It's going to be launched early next year. Requires
Nice.
FDA approval, so we're in the process of putting together that application. But we anticipate earning that clearance early part of next year.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I wish you all the best for the launch. I'm sure it will be absolutely amazing. And yeah, can't wait to see the products in use and making people's lives better.
Really appreciate the time and the opportunity to speak with your network here.
Cool.